In our last video we travelled onto the Manchester Ship Canal from the Bridgewater Canal via Pomona Lock, and we moored up in what was once known as Dock 8 in Salford Quays.
Morning.
Good morning, a big day today.
Long day today. We've been for most of the winter in Manchester, and I have become a creature of habit. It's been really nice, but we came here because, well, I needed to try and access some medical care.
Didn't happen. Well,
didn't exactly happen. Sort of happened, a little bit of stuff, but then the Bridgewater Canal failed, and then the Macclesfield Canal failed, and then the Rochdale Canal got closed, and then so we've been stuck, basically.
So our only route out of Manchester is the Manchester Ship Canal, so we've come down to Salford, and today with one other boat, they're actually coming over now, so we'll have to stop recording. We're travelling to Ellesmere Port. So.
Yeah. So George is ready. We're ready.
I'm
Engines
not quite
on.
ready.
You're not ready? Mm-hmm. George is going to be shaved bald during this trip, apparently.
I can't groom him anymore because he shows me his teeth, but he doesn't show me his teeth when the boat's moving.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because he's stressed, so I need to be careful because I don't want to like ultra stress him. So, yeah. Anyway, the boat we're going with, they're just coming over to talk to us, so I'm going to stop recording now.
Yeah. Michael on Narrowboat Perseverance. We're just calling because we're going to be coming down the Ship Canal from Manchester to Ellesmere Port. Silver Mist and Perseverance 1900, yeah. Yes, both going to Ellesmere Port. We're going to lock up in the little basin there overnight, and then we're going up onto the basin the next morning.
We've had to pre-book our passage with the Navigation Authority, which is Peel Ports, and there was a fee to pay for us to use each lock. The docks here were opened in 1894 by Queen Victoria. In its heyday, this was the third busiest port in Britain, but when ships started to get too large for the canal in the 1970s, traffic to the docks declined and they finally closed in 1982. Salford City Council then acquired much of the area. They went about cleaning up the water after years of industrial pollution, and the surrounding land was redeveloped for offices, housing and recreation. We turn out of the dock and onto the main line of the Ship Canal and pass under the Millennium Footbridge. The bridge links the Lowry Museum and the Quays shopping area on the north side of the navigation with Trafford to the south. The bridge can raise 18 metres to allow larger vessels to pass underneath. On the south bank of the canal we pass the Imperial War Museum. We passed Dock 9, which was once home to the Manchester Liners, which was a container service from Manchester to Montreal. The next bridge we pass under is the swing footbridge that links Media City with Trafford Wharf, which is home to the ITV studios and the famous Coronation Street set. As we approach mode wheel locks, our surroundings seem to get a little less polished. There are 3 old graving docks to the south and what appears to be some undeveloped wasteland to the north. There are 2 locks side by side here, and the gates are open on the large lock. And when I say large, I mean large. It's 600 feet long and 65 feet wide, which means that Perseverance could fit in sideways alongside 85 other narrowboats. The lock will be dropping us down 13 feet. Before the Ship Canal was built, this was the Mersey and Irwell navigation, and there was a corn mill located here. The mill was powered by water, and the wheel was called Maud's Wheel, and over time that name somehow changed to Mode Wheel. When we leave the lock, we continue west through the outskirts of Manchester, past Trafford, Salford and Eccles. So Michael's just researched our journey, which we probably should have done yesterday.
Should have double checked there.
But there's 4 locks.
There's 4 locks total, including the mode wheel we just came through. See, this is the issue. I've got to keep a monitor. Got to keep a monitor on channel 14 for all the traffic that's happening, but the traffic that's happening is down there.
But we can't hear what they're saying anyway.
No, it's like, what's he saying? I don't know. Okay, all right. Okay, that one I got. Too long up here.
Well, what does that even mean?
No idea.
Too long up where? Oh, there's the traffic.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the traffic.
This is so exciting, there's a boat. Got a bit choppy for a second.
The smell of petrochemicals.
Remember we came down the Trent that time and it was like that all the way?
Remember that time on the Thames when our prop came out of the water? He had the crane up. Was he actually tall enough that they had to lift that thing, or did he drop?
Oh, I don't know actually. It's a good question. Ahead is Centenary Bridge, which is a steel vertical lift bridge. It was opened in 1994 by Queen Elizabeth II to mark 100 years since the canal first opened. Here we're passing Sarastar Wharf. I think the factory here is for some kind of food production. In the past, ships would have unloaded grain at these wharves. We're about 2 miles into our journey and we're approaching the Barton Swing aqueduct. It's quite a surprise to find it in the open position. The aqueduct carries the Bridgewater Canal over the Ship Canal and it only needs to swing for large vessels. We would have had plenty of room to sail underneath without it being swung. With the bridge in the open position, you can see the gates that are holding the water in the metal trough. The span pivots from an island that was specially built on the canal. If you look up to the left where the bridge would meet the canal, you can see a workman doing some kind of maintenance, which must be the reason for the bridge being open today. Beyond the aqueduct is Barton Swing Road Bridge. It was built at the same time as the aqueduct and it swings from the same island. We've pulled quite far ahead from the other narrowboat, but we'll wait for them at the next log. The next bridge we pass under is Barton Low Level Bridge, which is a lift bridge. It was open to carry local traffic across the canal. Beyond that bridge is the Barton High Level Bridge, which carries traffic on the M60 motorway. After all the Barton bridges, we approach the Barton Locks. We're 4 miles into the journey and just north of Urmston. Again, the lock keepers have the gates open and ready for us. We've got a bit of a wait for the other boat, so I take the opportunity to give poor George a bit more of a groom. The lock keepers are not asking us to tie up in the locks today as the drop is so gentle, but that does mean the boat moves around a bit. When we came along the Ship Canal in the other direction a few years ago, we had to invest in extra long lines for the more turbulent ascent. Because the locks are huge, the gates are also huge. Can you imagine having to crank these by hand? There's always been a ferry crossing here between Flixton and Earlham, and the Manchester Ship Canal Company were responsible for providing this free service to replace the bridge that had to be demolished to enable the canal to be built. As far as we understand, there's still supposed to be a ferry here, but there's no boat when we pass. In the late 19th century, the proposal for a ship canal was being discussed to enable ocean-going vessels to travel directly into Manchester. In 1885, the Act of Parliament was passed to build the canal, and in 1894, the Manchester Ship Canal was opened. At the time, it was the largest canal in the world. Traffic gradually increased, and by 1921, the Manchester Ship Canal Company could finally start paying dividends. Traffic continued to increase until the late 1950s, when traffic was at its peak. After another 2 miles of travelling, we reach Latford Locks. We pass under Earlham Viaduct, which carries the train line between Manchester and Liverpool over the Ship Canal. Here we see the River Mersey joining the route of the canal from the east. This area is still very industrial, but at one point all of the businesses located on the canal would have received deliveries and dispatched their goods by ship. Now a lot of the wharves are either gone or are crumbling. Cadishead Viaduct was built in 1892 for the Glazebrook to Woodley train line. The passenger service closed in 1964, and in the 1980s the viaduct was closed completely. We look up as we pass underneath and we can see what a poor state the viaduct is in. It's now blocked off at both ends to stop anyone crossing on foot. We're now passing Partington to the south and Cadishead to the north, and the A57 road runs alongside the canal here. The next bridge is the Warburton Toll Bridge. We can't see too much of its structure as it's clad in scaffolding and undergoing repairs when we pass. For over 100 years it cost just 25p to use the bridge, but since the repair works in 2025 the toll's increased to £1 per crossing. This is Rixton Junction, where the River Mersey splits from the Ship Canal. 22 miles west of here, the Ship Canal terminates at Latford Locks, where the navigation joins the River Mersey. The next bridge is the Thirlwell Viaduct. It takes the M6 motorway across the Ship Canal. There's a separate span for each direction of traffic. Apparently in 2011 there was a massive rave that took place under the viaduct, with over 5,000 people in attendance. We're on the outskirts of Warrington now, but as we approach the Latford Locks we realise the gates aren't open. We hang back and are eventually told that there's some work being carried out in the lock and that we need to moor up for a while to wait for them to finish. And that's where I'm going to end this vlog. We've travelled for 13 miles on the Manchester Ship Canal, and in the next part we'll continue our journey all the way to Ellesmere Port.